Hi Sagittarius, I'm Ronique and welcome to Scorpio Soul Time. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to your August money tarot reading. This is where we're going to look at your resources, your money, but also the passions and skills that maybe you have been underutilizing in order to find more money, find more opportunities, find more people that are the key to you possibly making more money or attracting more prosperity, okay? If you haven't already taken a look at those July career tarot readings, those will also help you know the energy you are bringing into the month of August. Now, Sagittarius, August is a huge month astrologically. I have left all of the important dates below. It is a huge list of dates, so I will tell you, be really fluid. Don't get too fixed on any one thing. I will also tell you that Mercury retrogrades in the sign of Virgo and Leo during the month of August, so don't try to make any huge decisions, especially around your money this month, but it's a great month for strategizing, okay? So I will leave all those dates below. Let's get right into it. Let's look at your passions. So you have the Two of Cups in the reverse. You have the Nine of Wands. And you have the High Priestess in the reverse, Major Arcana. And then your skills is the Ace of Swords in the reverse. The Four of Pentacles also in the reverse. Oop, look at that. And the Hierophant, Major Arcana card there, Taurus energy. This is really interesting because your organization could be hindering your skill set here, or you're feeling like they're hindering you, okay? And then that Five of Wands try to come out there, and you can see here, this is how are you working with others to combine your passions and skills. And I can tell already that you have been maybe hindered by colleagues or people at your work. And lastly, this is your advice on how to move forward. So we will talk about that all together. I do think it's interesting that you have a lot of reversal, Sag. So this could be a signification that you have been feeling like you don't know which way to turn, or maybe you have tried a lot of ways in the past and you just feel like you're kind of turning your wheels. So let's figure out how we can work through that. Spirit, if you can send my Sages a card representing the money energy that they brought out of July. Okay, and you have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. So the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse is suggesting, Sag, that for many of you all, you could have felt like you've gotten a short end of the stick, a raw deal, maybe some kind of money challenges have plagued you during the month of July. Do know that as you come into this month, this is a brand new energy. Like, this is not energy that we have been dealing with. So you could move past this, but if you don't move past it, just work through it and figure out what is the best way for you just to go day by day and not to get too focused on, okay, this isn't working, this isn't what I was thinking it was going to be, especially if it has to do with people. I do feel like you all have some cards here suggesting some kind of strife. So make sure that you're not letting colleagues or family or people in your life control your mindset during this month. And I think that's going to be really important for the entire collective, Sag, just because it is this month that has an Aquarius full moon, a Leo new moon. It also has that Mercury retrograde, like I mentioned, and then we have a lot of squares and conjunctions. So this is going to make for a very tense energy during the entire month. But let's go ahead and ask Spirit for an oracle message for the month of August. Positive movement forward. So happy to see this for you, Sagittarius. So even though you could have gone through a tumultuous July, Spirit is telling you that as you move forward, look forward to positivity, but also look forward to being able to have new ideas come in, being able to strategize on how to attract more financial gain. And I do think that many of you all, if you can work through the mental conversations in your head, I think this positive movement forward is going to come even quicker. And I do think that for many of you all Sagittariuses, this is going to be this month of really trying to focus on you and not worrying about them. Does that make sense? Don't focus so much on the people that are you're feeling like are trying to sabotage you. That is not going to get you where you want to get this month, okay? And I do think that for many of you all, some type of partnerships haven't gone the way that you would have liked. I do feel like the passions that you have, many of you all have had a really tough time lately with your finances. Maybe you've incurred a lot of debt, or maybe you have been trying to attract a partner, whether this is a romantic partner or whether this is a business partner. Something hasn't gone well in that department. And I do feel like this high priestess is like, use your intuition. Some of you have been forgetting that you have a great intuitive insight, Sag, and the passions that you haven't tapped into them, and you haven't been thinking about how can you attract new sources of income. And many of you all will actually, if you meditate, if you get out into nature, get to a place where you're feeling really good, I do think there's some kind of ideas are coming, but you're going to have to tap into them. And I do think that that positive movement forward is after you figure out, okay, you don't really need that person. You don't really need whoever this was, that relationship that didn't work. It's time for you to go out on your own. And intuitively, I think you're going to attract some type of new money resources. Now here, I think is interesting because this is like, which skills are you underutilizing? And many of you all have so many good ideas, but you have been putting them on the back burner for someone else, whether it was that business partner or romantic partner. And some of you have felt like your money has been hindered by your organization. And Spirit wants to remind you that you have to remove like the blame and the guilt and the control factor. If you can get this under control with this Hierophant and realize you have all the control, Sag, you're going to have to figure out how to turn these two right side up so that you're not worried about who has more money, who's making more money than you. Some type of money opportunity comes after you can get through this Hierophant. And I do think that for some of you all, if you are at an organization where maybe they have capped your salary, this could be an opportunity for you to figure out, okay, is it time for me to move on to a different job? I do think that many of you all are coming out of this. You're coming out of this month with this new sense of like, I'm no longer going to be worried about my colleagues and the infighting and this department said this. Something here is like, I'm going to get over this so that I can have this positive movement forward. And I think once you do that, this Five of Wands in reverse is really coming out of all of that conversation. And I do think that Sagittarius, as you come into that Aquarius full moon on August 19th, things start looking up and you're realizing, okay, you know what? I don't even need to be near them anymore. I feel like this August, right around mid-August, there's a really stressful time. There's like the sun conjunct Mercury and Leo on the 18th. And then on the 19th is like the biggest day of the month where we have the sun in Leo in squaring Uranus and Taurus. That's heated themes going on. So pay attention mid-month. And by the time you get to the end of the month when we have the sun entering Virgo, I do think that many of you all are now feeling a little more comfortable with your finances. I do think that many of you all are still going to be kind of plagued with this mindset of like, how can I make more money? Or what do I need to do to attract more money? And Spirit is telling you, you're going to have to like kind of get out of your own way, because once Uranus retrograde begins in Taurus on September 1st, this is going to be energy that you bring into September. So you don't want to come into into that Uranus retrograding in Taurus with like a bad attitude about your money, or like, I'm never going to get out of debt. Like, all of that is not going to be beneficial. Turn your mindset around about how you're going to attract new people to talk to. If you need to network with new people, if you're trying to find a new business partner, this could be a time to strategize how you're going to do that. So once Mercury moves direct by the end of August, you're feeling a lot better about your finances, okay? So I do think that this is going to be a month of, instead of it necessarily being like you're attracting more money, Sagittarius, I think this is a month of realizations, of strategizing on how to move past whatever this partnership issue was, how to move past possibly your organization holding you back on your finances and the colleague infighting or whatever. I do think this is going to be this month of like a lot of tumultuous stuff, but I think if you can get out of all of this into September, I think that things are going to definitely look up, especially with that Queen of Pentacles and that positive movement forward. So I hope you all have a great August, Sag. Take a look at your sun, moon, and rising signs, and I'll talk to you later.